Following the invasion of Ukraine, majority of the world disapproves of Russia's leadership for the first time, new poll.
Here's a summary of the article.
Approval of Russia's leadership plunged across the world after Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered an unprovoked invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, according to new Gallup polling. The majority of the world now disapproves of Russia's leadership, a first in the history of Gallup tracking ratings of world leaders, which began in 2007. Putin has ruled over Russia throughout that time, rising to power in 1999 and serving as either president or prime minister since. An approved referendum allows him to stay in power until 2036. Just a year before, that number stood at 38%, showing how disapproval of Russia's leadership skyrocketed worldwide after the invasion of Ukraine. Majorities in 81 out of 137 countries said they disapprove of Russia's leadership. The Kremlin has found itself politically and economically isolated since Putin ordered the invasion of Ukraine, sparking the largest military conflict in Europe since World War II. Russia has been condemned in the UN over the war, and Moscow has faced widespread accusations of war crimes. As the conflict continues, it's possible that Russia's leadership could continue to face growing levels of disapproval across the world.
This post received a score of 10,000, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I'm surprised that people were so pro-Putin before.
Many idiots still pro-Putin even today.
Many idiots still pro-Trump even today.
Many idiots still pro-authoritarianism even today.
Usually are ones who never learned about authoritarianism.
And fascinatingly enough are oftentimes the very people the boot is slowly crushing, but are often too stupid to realize it.
Or a hoping they'll be wearing the crushing boots.
I'm a temporarily bootless cobbler. Okay, admittedly that doesn't work as well as everyone thinking they're a temporarily impoverished billionaire.
Second invasion of Ukraine. Does everyone just pretend Crimea never happened because we're embarrassed we did nothing at the time?
Yes, and in case anyone asks why we won't agree to a peace deal unless it's on our terms, this is the reason. We pretty much gave up Crimea with no fight to prevent a full-scale invasion. Then the unrest in Donbass started and we didn't let it slide again and started fighting back but agreed to a ceasefire to prevent a full-scale invasion. Guess what? Then the full-scale invasion started.
Apart from a few years under Gorbachev, I'm amazed a world majority would ever have approved of the leadership of the Russian Empire, the Soviet Union or modern Russia, ever.
Gorbachev was probably the only leader in Russian history who possessed some kind of empathy and humanity. Russia actually hated him for allowing the satellite states to peacefully break away instead of slaughtering them.
Greater than peacefully break away instead of slaughtering them. Honestly, Lithuanians could disapprove of this sentence.
Absolutely, but we're talking about Soviet empathy here. It's a pretty low bar.
If Vladimir Putin dies right now and his successor would look like Mikhail Gorbachev, then there will be Balkanization in Russia by the 2030s.
Balkanization under what lines?
As some who lives in Asia, Thailand, Chinese people and many others have no love for Russia.
Chinese? Really? They're pretty much romanticizing Russia. The Great Translation movement is pretty good at unveiling that.
China and the USSR almost went to war in the late 60s. The Soviet-Sino split was a major turning point of the Cold War.
I'm surprised that this is the first time.
This really surprises me. I never thought that the rest of the world viewed Russia in a positive light or as a well-run country. Might just be my American ignorance though.
People liked Russian leadership before?
For the first time? Seriously? I always thought people were tired of their shit long ago. The annexation of Crimea was almost 10 years ago, and of all things, that should have sealed the deal.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.